do. Alright, run that back. Hello, everybody. That's watching this as a VOD. We're also going to be doing this live to talk about it. I will go first. But, gonna give it a minute. Waiting for the dumps to get in here. Alrighty. That's a really good hand, I'm not gonna lie. Hello. Thank you for coming out for the stream. We're just waiting for a little bit to talk about the announcements that I found out about the new format. I'm not going into very, very vivid detail about the format. I've already gone over it with Dalton over there. And it's wild. Some wild changes. Let's see, what do we want to grab? What do we want to grab? Grab that. Do. And for those that do come into the stream but don't have the ability to sit here and wait, don't worry, don't feel bad. This will be a VOD later, so you can come back and watch the video later. And that's game. GG, bub. Switch up to another deck. Play something funny. Gecko. Dunes. I'm not gonna lie to you, that fucks me. My deck is not meant for Dunes. Ha! 500. What was the effect you're activating? I kind of have much of a point because of the fact that you get to summon it and then pop a card, so either way I've been stuck. Oh, I didn't know you were here. Okay. Flip. Oh, okay, that's fine. Better if you had saved that, I guess. Oh, I have higher LP. I didn't read the card. I didn't read it. Oh, Lord. Okay, so the new stuff going on with TCG. I'm saying this as it's TCG right as of the second. I'm hoping they implement something later on where it's not so TCG. And it comes into like either its own standalone game or they implement the Master Duel or something. Why are you comic handing me the Time Lord? It goes back to the hand at the end of the turn. Okay. DM. But all in all, so the new format is called Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis with a Y. I think it's kind of like the Mortal Kombat thing where instead of C it's K. That's my thought process. But they did away with the ban list, the forbidden, limited, semi-limited, all of it. It's gone. There is no more forbidden, limited, any of that. When it comes to the aspects of how you play is what's unique. My Necrofusion, you ass. Did you forget that where I placed it? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my Lord. Canyon. Set. Pass. Excuse me. But so now they don't have the forbidden limited semi-limited list. So the banned cards like Pod Agreed, Graceful Charity, Delinquent Duo, all that's gone. You do not have a ban list. The format is old school in the sense of where you don't have pendulums or links. You cannot use them. Those are technically the only banned cards in the format. So no more running SP Little Knight, IP Masquerena. You can't run Appaloosa. You can't run Promethean Princess, the Salamangreats. None of that. You can only run from base Yu-Gi-Oh, GX, 5Ds, and the XCs, whichever that is. I think it's Zexal, I think. But to counteract the fact that everybody be running crazy stuff, there's a point system to where each card has its own intrinsic point system value in a way. So there are cards within that forbidden limited list that are there that now are on those point value systems. Yeah, there's not much I can really do. Like I said, this was a very unbalanced matchup. I was expecting tunes. I'm not mad about it. I was just like, as soon as you said tunes, I was like, oh, this is bad. I can't stop you from hitting me. This deck's all about putting stuff in defense. So, like, the point value systems, like, Ash Blossom is 15 points. If you wanted to run triple Ash, that'd be, I think, 45 points. And most TCG local areas can dictate their own point system, meaning they can go to 100, they can go to 0, they can do 200, and you have to, the way it works is you go on to the website, put your deck list in there, print it out, and they make it to where you print it out, it gives the point value system on the paper, you hand it to the person, and then you get to participate. All in all, every card that everybody would think to run has been tweaked also. So, like, Dragoon is 100. True King Draco Slayer is 100. Then you've got Baguska, 100. Baron de Fleur is 70. Yeah. So you have all these cards that are what would be considered quote-unquote meta, and they function better within this new system, but it makes it to where you can only run like one or two. Some decks are seemingly unplayable unless that value cap's increased past 100. But most, like, if you go play TCG in, like, your, like, YCS, whatever, that's going to be based off a 100-point value. And like branded, I think Bells are in there. Salamangreats are the Salamangreats. Tenpai are in there. So it makes it to where it's all really difficult to run what you're wanting to run. Because their point values would coincide to where the branded fusion is 100. So if you're going to play a branded deck, it's difficult to play it. Boop. Anything else I want to do? Waiting. Nope. Should be fine. But one of the formats, okay, question marks. One of the format parts is that, like, Pot of Greed. It's been banned forever. Pot of Greed is labeled at a 30 count. So if you're running if you're running on the 100-point system, you could build a deck with 3 Pots of Greed and still have a functioning deck, because anything that is not on that list, when you look at it, is 0. So you could build a deck full of really good coinciding cards that work really well together, that function well, and offer a semblance of synergy that comes together, and still have Pot of Greed. Or you can run Graceful Charity, which I think's a 25, 30. Snatch Shield's a 7. So there's, like, old school cards that you can use now that function really well together. This allows it to where the creativity of the person playing is at an all-time high, and you still get to play in these, like, this old school pick up and play format, to where you have options to play however you want. You don't have to pick and choose how you go about a situation. You can just play, which is really, really nice. That's the part that I'm, like, really excited about, is that now we have this opportunity to be able to play however we want to play. And it makes it to where if I wanted to play a specific scenario. What's up? Sure, why not? Alright. Go ahead and do this again. I gotta re-say it again. But with those news out, I'm more than happy to answer any of the questions of what specific cards you might be like, oh, what's the number for this? I can answer them as to the best of my abilities. Let's see.
See, I thought Twitch you'd be more specific.
Sorry. I haven't been on Twitch in a while.
Just I'm going live doesn't tell me where, so I was sitting waiting on Twitch.
Sorry. I'll go over it again because I want to go over it multiple times in the stream, so there's plenty of spots to go over it. But it will be a VOD later, so there is that too.
So what's the news, because I missed everything? So
alright, so I'm going to go over it again. So part 2, because I said it, I just had it like past 20-30 minutes. Oh, hi! That's a good card to draw. Alright, so I've already gone over this a little bit ago, but I'm going to go over it again, part 2, disclaimer, part 2. And me and Cone, Dalton, have already talked about it. Do this again. And I'm going to do this. All in all, what it is that the new format that is coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis. What it does is that now we have this ability to where the format itself is not what you're used to seeing. It is I know. Red Eyes, DM, BLS. Go middle card. And the format itself is unique in its way of, alright, so I want to run I want to run these cards, but I hate going against meta that currently is. So they did away with they did away with how everything normally functions. There is no more links. No more pendulums. Oh, I did that wrong. Trying to put on a watch, which I'm trying to like multitask like a son of a bitch right now. A watch, doing a duel. Okay. Focused. There's no links, no pendulums. Those are the only banned cards. What is current TCG ban list and everything is completely undone.
Meaning?
Do. Meaning that you can't.
Like this is on Master Duel?
No, this is not on Master Duel. I'm hoping it comes to Master Duel, because that would be insane to actually have a format that functions like this on Master Duel.
No, fuck that on Master Duel.
Okay, no. Do this. This.
You suck at multitasking.
I'm bad at it. Just give me 1 second. Okay. I'm focused. Alright. Full dive. What it all entitles is that you don't have links and you don't have pendulums. So, the typical SP Little Knight, IP Masquerena, Access Code, Selene, Underworld Goddess, all those things. Or even like the hero support or Destiny hero support, the invoked stuff that just came out recently. All that stuff is banned if it's a link or a pendulum. Pendulums, that basically means that most of the all Performapals, all that stuff is gone. It makes it to where you can only play base Yu-Gi-Oh, fusions, synchros, and Xyz. You can't play links or pendulums. That's it. And rituals. You can still play rituals too. But all in all, now how to balance that is, because there's no forbidden, limited, or semi-limited list, is that every card has a point value system that you have to adhere to. So whenever you're going to play, and this is just TCG, there's currently only 4 places. The one I caught was Anaheim. But there's 4 places. They're still in the beta phase, testing it out, getting the waters, all that stuff. But I personally think this is an amazing play for especially players that played back in the day, old heads, that miss that old school side of Yu-Gi-Oh, but still want to be able to play newer stuff. They want to be able to play that. They want to play their Snatch Steals, their Change of Hearts, their Delinquent Duos, their all those old GOAT cards that are insanely strong because they have good control. There's a way to be able to play them with current card play styles that you don't have to worry about being too broken because they are negatable, they are stoppable, because you have other cards that can undo those things, and that's the risk you take. So, like, one of the cards I was insanely happy to see that's unbanned and you can play 3 of is Pot of Greed. Simple, I draw 2 cards. Even though in the anime they always say, oh, what does that do? I get to draw my whole deck, I guess. I don't know. You tell me. But you can play 3 of them because the point value system for Pot of Greed is only 30. And most, like, if you go to YCS, World, stuff like that, and they do Genesis, they're going to set their point values to 100. And that means you could run up to a 90. Then if you wanted to run those 3 Pot of Greeds, then you could run a Snatch Steal, or you could run something else as long as it's 10 point value or lower. And all those point values of all those cards can be found on the website that you have to go and put your stuff in. And it allows it to where you can have way more in-depth customization with a more funner, like, user-friendly in a way format that's not overtly broken. Like, Baron de Fleur is a 70. So you could run a Baron and 1 Pot of Greed. I think Baron's either 70 or a 90. It's one of the two. But, like, Baguska, it's 100. So if you're going to run a Baguska, you can only run the 1 card in your entire deck that's point valued. Because not every card in the entire game is point valued. Only specific list of cards are point valued. Any card that's not on that list is labeled as 0 point value. So you could run a Baguska, but then every other card in your extra deck and main deck has to be at a 0 point value. You cannot go above that limit. But when you play in like region or like locals, the local place that's doing it can set their own point value. So if you go to play locals, they could allow you to run a 300 point value Genesis format. So you could have triple Pot of Greed, triple Ash, triple Graceful Charity, and have those crazy drawing fests that just go insane. You could have that still. It's up to the discretion of your locals and regionals to do that point system, but they could also just say, hey, we don't want that. We're just going to have everybody play at a 0 point value. So that means you can't run anything other than 0 point value cards. And then people are like, well, if that's the case, then how am I supposed to build a deck if I can't have anything good? There are plenty of cards that are not on that list that are still full kit, full power, full everything. But like all the Mulch Armies, Ash Blossom, you could run double Max C because Max C's at a 50-point value. You run double Max C. Max C's unbanned in TCG now on Genesis format. You could run Dark Ruler No More, Called by, Royal Decree, Imperial Order, all those really good cards you can now run without the risk of like it's banned. There is no ban list anymore. You can run it as long as it meets the point value. So it makes it so where if you were to play, like if they implement this into like a subsection at Master Duel where you can play it and they integrate it somehow, personally I think it would be an amazing addition.
I don't like this.
I think it's going to be an amazing addition because this makes it to where you have no more of that toxic, sweaty, just link spam, link climbing. You can still build towers, still synchro speed up. You can still do all those things without having to worry about those toxic, sweaty link combos that go into it. But that also damages the Malice engines. That damages Cyber Dragons to some extent.
Like this.
Why don't you like this, Tay? It's not that this is implemented permanently in Yu-Gi-Oh! This is just a new format they're going to be implementing. The reason being is because the new format was brought because of how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going.
Bye bye Velmonica.
Yes, Velmonicas would be basically null and voided in that format because Velmonicas are a link-focused deck. That would get rid of one card in Ghost Tricks. That would get rid of part of like Dalton's decks that he has. It'd get rid of some of my decks. It'd get rid of the new blue, like part of the new Blue Eye support with
Pendulum and Link.
Yeah, it's there. Like, the reason being is because Pendulum and Link archetypes, the original creator Yu-Gi-Oh, he was not really there, I guess, to create them. Hence why like people that look at the original Yu-Gi-Oh, Fusion, the GX Saga, and the 5D Saga consider them the GOATs because they were perfect in the way that they.
Sword Soul Tenyi.
Sword Soul would still be good, and you could still run the Tenyi cards, just not the Tenyi links. So no Shaman, no Monk, and no Berserker, or no Vanilla Berserker, and no Shathathala, and the other one. You could still run them, but like. There is a whole list. If I had the ability to pull up the list and show you guys, I would. It's really, really, really cool. I think it's an amazing addition. Personally, I can't wait to see this implemented. Because I talked to Dalton about it. He's excited for it. I was like, whenever I saw Sam's video, Milano's video.
I don't like it.
I think it's an amazing thing. I know people like Tay that are their deck's heavy use Link, they are not going to like it because that is the current meta in current Yu-Gi-Oh! Current meta in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now is Links and Pendulums. This is a format that gives the people that hate those archetypes a place to go play and a place that they can play old school if they wanted. It's basically the old, like you go to Playground rules and just pick up and go. That's the way this is, and I think it is so user-friendly because you don't have to worry about sitting on your opponent's turn for 30 years waiting for them to combo off Link plays because you don't have a hand trap. Or you board wipe a Malice deck and then they just recycle it all back because that's what Malice does. It makes it to where you have the opportunity to be able to play the entirety of what you know without having to worry so much about those heavy scale spell counter decks like Enemyons or the Mythical Beast archetype that came out of Illusions.
Just don't be little bitches about it and suck it up. Take the beating like a man.
Tay, I've beaten you with Velmonicas so many times. When it comes to it, it's more, in my opinion, a better play for those who don't like dealing with the Link format right now because Malice is a very annoying deck to go against. It's going to get hit with a banhammer. It's going to. I have no doubt in my mind that Konami's going to hit Malice hard as hell. It's going to get hit so hard solely because of how overused it is. And that's like everybody wonders, like when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, well, I'm playing this deck, why does Konami keep hitting it? Let me guess, you're playing insert name, or like that with Malice. Let me guess, you're playing Malice. Yeah, that's because everybody and their mother's playing it. If no one touched it, and only a handful of people played it, it wouldn't get noticed. It's because it's so overhyped, so overused, it's the most popular thing, everybody's going to use it because it's the most powerful, and that's what when everybody thinks meta, people misconstrue that with power, and that is not what meta is. Meta, yes, can be considered power, but it's not what it is. Meta is popularity. Konami releases a new deck that is really cool, that's really strong, it's going up against Tenpais, going against Sword Souls, Heroes, all those really good cohesive decks, and is able to just slobber knocker them to no end because of the fact that they can constantly do what they do without being interrupted. If they get bored of it, they get interrupted, they just keep going anyway. They don't care. That is the issue with those decks, because it's a power creep. This new format cuts the power creep off and allows you to go to when the game wasn't so power crept. You could play Sword Soul and go up against somebody playing towers and not have a power creep issue, because now that point buy system makes to where if that person building towers, Raid Raptors, they have to pay 50 points just to put that really big card in there that is their ace linchpin, but then they have to look at Shrix and all those other cards and be like, well, this costs 20, this costs 10, this costs 5. How am I going to equal this all out to where I can still use my ace monster even if I only have one? It makes it to where it's a cohesive balance, to where you have to pay attention, you have to sit there and think about how to build the deck to where you want to function properly. I think it's an amazing adjustment. It brings it back to the old school days of how you could go to the playground or whatever, pick up a deck with your buddies, and just go to town, and you don't have to worry about, oh, hey, you can't play, that's banned. There is no ban list. I think that's amazing. If you want to play old school and just play Pots of Greeds, Graceful Charities, Imperial Order, Imperial Decree, all those things, you can. You want to play a Baguska, you can. You want to play Draco Slayers, go ahead. You want to play Dragoon, go ahead. Play whatever you want, as long as it's adhering to this point by system. And I think it's an amazing adjustment. And mind you, the point by system is going to be adjusted. Mind you, this just dropped. Like, this is brand new. So, they're still testing it. They're going to test the water, see how well it goes. I think it's amazing. I am genuinely excited for it, because this makes me want to play TCG again. I did not like having to take the risk of going to locals, and I'm running across a guy playing Malice. I hated it. I would have hated to have to go to locals, and I went there, and every single person I'm playing is playing Malice. It's like when Yubels were out, every single person was playing Yubel. I hated it. I genuinely hated it, because it's just, why can't I not fight somebody using something unique that they handmade, that they had fun with, that they took their time and read every card and know their deck like the back of their hand, not just a copy-paste meta deck. Okay, that's what's out, that's what's popular. It brings it back to where you have to focus on your deck, build it yourself, know what you're doing, figure out a synergy of how you're going to do what you do, and it's something that's you and it's unique. It forces that, and I genuinely think that's a good thing for Yu-Gi-Oh, because everybody and their mother is a copy-paste format player right now when it comes to meta. No one has individuality with their deck. You go and look at a Malice player, I put dollars to donuts, every single one of those Malice players, their deck functions identical. There is no unique play to it. There is no individualness. It's, oh, you're Malice? Okay, I know how all you're going to play. I know how it's going to end. I know what your board's going to look like. I know what you're going for. I can call it out. Name, combo, card, all the way through. It's copy-paste. It's like with Sword Souls when they first came out. You go to Moyi, show card, go into Grandmaster, then draw, go into long hand, discard, go into the Supreme Sovereign or Sinister Sovereign now. You know exactly what the combo is as soon as you see the one card. That is the level of how it is. When Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel first dropped and they had the Sword Soul archetype within there, everybody played it because it was the most meta thing, and then it got hit with a ban hammer, and then after over a year, it got lifted off the ban hammer, and then it became tier 2. It couldn't even touch tier 1 because of the meta out there. This makes it to where it gives decks that don't have to rely so heavily on those Link and Pendulum formats to be able to take some moments to shine. It gets its own format, its own way. It's like how you have GOAT format, and you have King's Table format, and you have all these other formats. This is a Konami-specific format that can be used in an actual tournament setting to where if you go play locals, you can go have fun with your friends, and you can just play old school. And I think it's an amazing fix. Like, I'm also an old head. I played this game when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Whenever I was 4 years old. I've been playing it for most of my life. So for me, it's an amazing fix, an amazing adjustment. I think it's a good thing. Other people, like Tay, don't find it as a good appealing because they came in later. I know when Tay came in, I helped her learn the game. I know when she started, she came in and learned. Her first deck was Sword Soul. So having the Sword Soul Tenyi format, mixing links, da-da-da-da, it's going to make sense. But like me and Dalton, we started playing this when we were really young. So to me, it's an amazing adjustment. It brings back the old school feeling of being able to sit down with your friends and play Yu-Gi-Oh! Not have to worry about the most broken, crazy shit. Like, dude, True King of all calamities is playable now. Dude, does no one understand how crazy that is? Like, that was one of the strongest cards of its time, and now it's playable? Like, for instance, this deck, I wouldn't be able to play it because I have links. It would make plays like what I'm about to do undoable because I can't just go from I can't do this and then get a free off of it. What did I do, my babe? Eh. What? I'm gonna go with you have one. Yeah, one. You have a. It's a one of. Why me? Oh no, my God. I'm curious, what were you saying that you were trying to prove? Like, it's to prove to me?
Oh yeah, I know that.
Could block them. I'm focused, sorry. I also fucked up the play with the Mystic Tomato. I didn't mean to grab Tour Guide. Yeah, I was trying to go for. I meant to grab a Witch. Witch and Tour Guide are right next to each other. There's so many cards that I could do something with. I am not drawing any of them. Wow. Just wow. This is horrible. Oh my god! What the fuck? It's really what it is. I'm breaking horribly in my hand. This is horrible. Okay, I kind of need those. You dick. Those said that Ebon's Sun is like the linchpin of my deck's formula. Wall. I'm telling you, if you just drew a fucking out, I'm kind of salty. It's just good. It's completely codependent on what you summon. It's really what it is.
Heyo.
Heyo. Yeah, that's game. If I had normal summoned what I had down, you wouldn't have been able to do that. Like, you wanna know what's in my hand?
You playing some Archfiend and suffering?
It's all the Maju Garzettes. It's all. I have all three of them in my hand. All three. And no, I'm not playing Archfiends. This is a deck focused on just dark attributes to function around the barrier statues. And I've been bricking the past like 4 turns. I needed one card that was not that to actually finish the duel, and he drew the exact card he needed for an out. I was playing around him synchro summoning this specific card. Ow. Yeah, I had a barrier statue down. If I had normal summoned it, you wouldn't have been able to do that. You would have had to crash first. Ruddy's not. Ruddy and Black Rose. No, Ruddy's fire and so is Black Rose Dragon. You wouldn't be able to summon Black Resurrection or Ready. You'd have had to crash, then do damage, then do all those plays. Which would have given me 1 turn. It was. I'm surprised that this deck lasted that long. But literally, what kills me is out of everything in this deck I could have had, I didn't draw a single witch. I had to search the 1 mystic. I only got 1 Sangan off Tour Guide because of my misplay with Guide. I only drew 1 Sprocket, the Chaos Necromancer I had. I have a freaking Cyber Jar in here. I have Spirit Reaper, which I use for linking. I only got 1 Barrier Statue. And I have the Unchained Soul in here too. Didn't get that. I have 3 Bestials and I only drew 1. I have so many... It did. I ain't gonna deny. Baldric's really good. But I have Druisworm, Sorin, and Sorinir in here too. But the fact that I didn't draw any good monsters other than my Garzettes, like, that was utter cheeks. Utter cheeks. I ain't mad about it. I'm just like, man. Like, I even have Kaiser Voice Raider in here too. Which is just a free special summon, the Cyber Dragon. Oh, Lord. Like, just cobbled together decks, not meta crap. Because obvious one-sidedness. That's what I'm trying to say about this new format with Genesis. Like, that is proof of a good duel. Like, it is coming down to whoever can pull the out because of how the game's going, because the 2 people have been going at it, negating each other, stopping each other on like not necessarily equal playing field either, because my deck is not like, I'm running Garzettes for God's sake. This is not the best. I do too. It's an old school card, and they're not strong. They require a lot of material to do what they do. I could take those out and put in other more meta dark cards, but why? What's the point? I want something that's fun to go against, not something that's going to be toxic to go against. That's what all my barrier statue decks are. Like, each of the barrier deck statues I have, I'm running the Umi deck in this, and it's not even like meta Umi, it's just running off of the Kairushin card and the Fortress Whale. Then I've got Fire, which is all about the Flame Emperor, and then if you max see me, I'm going to deck you out with Manticore, because that's not banned in Master Duel. Like, all these decks, like the Garzettes, I have just a light deck that's running just bare bones Blue Eyes. Like, it's nothing crazy. And, dude, I'm running Shinado in this deck as a ritual. Like, I could be running something different, but I'm not. And then this is all about defense position plays. All of them pure attribute on Earth. Like, then you go looking at, like, my Noble Knight deck, or even, like, the Labyrinth deck I have. The deck based off the new Exodia format. Millenniumized restricted deck. Like, there are so many decks out that are so focused on links and pendulums that this new format, I genuinely believe, is going to be a piece that is going to be a really good addition to Yu-Gi-Oh! You have your people that want to play the meta that's coming out with links and the pendulum scaling with all the negations and the link climbing to go into the crazy high, retardedly high freaking cards that are just abysmally hard and just difficult to get around because they just link climb, because every time you do one thing another effect procs, like Malice and all these new decks are coming out. Like, this new format allows the opportunity for duels like that, to where I'm playing Garzettes, he's playing Black Rose Dragon with Ruddy and Baron and all these other crazy cards, and I'm able to keep up with him because of the fact that I'm able to play the deck that I know how to play, and he's playing a deck he handcrafted, and the only card in there that's banned that I saw was Crossroads. It's a link card. Like, he could take that out and it wouldn't even hurt the deck. Like, that's the whole point I'm trying to make with this whole new thing is you could still have a powerhouse deck that isn't going to hurt you to play. It's you cobble it together card by card. You take your time to learn the deck. You don't have to sit there and stress over, is it meta? It is all down to how you create the deck, how you take the time to find weird zany synergies that function together, and there is no ban list. It's off a point buy system. Like, I find that so amazing because now it all gives you the opportunity to run triple pot of greed, graceful charities. You can run Ash if you want. You can run Max C if you want, and TCG, mind you, TCG. You can run Max C, double Max C. That'll give you 100 points. That's what's going to be viable within YCS and Worlds and all that. It's a 100-point system they're going off of for those terms. For that, Konami functions are 100-point buy system. You can run double Max C. You could run single Max C and the Molcharmy cards with Fruilos, Kitty, and the other one. Those are 15. Pot of Greed, that's 30. You could run triple pot. You could then run a Snatch Steal, that's 7. Keeping you under the 100. You still have 6 cards to draw from off of a 3-card deficit. So it's a positive 1 each time you do it. And then if you want to go even further, there's Graceful Charity. Draw 3, discard 2. That's, I want to say that's at like 25 or 32. Like, it takes it to where, like, Baguska, which is basically a card, once you play it, you're setting yourself up to stall to get an out. That's 100. Baron's a 70. You can still play Baron, but it's going to cost you a ton. I think Baron's either 70 or 90. I don't remember. But you can still play any card you want. Imperial Order, Imperial Customs, the Royal Decree, Magic Cylinders, the Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness is, I think, it's like fucking 10. You can still play Allure. That's draw 2, banish a dark. It's the same formula of a Pot of Greed. Every pot card's available. You have all these cool cards that you could not really touch because of Konami's bans. And now, hey, just don't play Links and Pendulums. You can play whatever you want as long as it's within the scope. And your locals, your regionals, they can dictate the point system. You could go to a locals that says, hey, play with 300 point system. Or you can go to a locals that says, hey, we don't want none of that, play 0. To where you can't play Baguska. You can't play anything on that list. Pots of Greed, Graceful Charities, all those things. You can't play them. But there are thousands of other cards, probably millions at this point, of other cards to pick from. All you just can't play is Link and Pendulums. Like, to me, that is a fucking amazing pool of possible back and forth good duels. Not you go into it, it's Malice versus Tenpei. Like, to me, those matches are so boring because you know how the deck's going to play. That is obvious. You can literally look at the play and you can say, oh, they're going to go into this. Yep. And then they're going to do this. Yep. You could just sit there and call out the plays before they even do it, and then they're looking at you like you're an ass because how do you know what I'm going to do? Because you play it like every other person. No one plays those meta decks unique. Not a single person. They all copy-paste them, and that's my issue with current meta, because it's all it is. And people, I remember whenever I was doing stuff for the server I was in, I'd argue with people because they'd want to argue with me with meta. Meta's power. Meta has nothing to do with power. Everybody misconstrues that, because what ends up being meta is strong. Meta is found out by popularity. The more that people play meta, the higher it's going to rank. What draws people into playing those cards are it's new or it's strong. Because as soon as new decks come out, like this Regenesis deck that's right here, as soon as I get that done, I'm going to play it. I find it really cool. As soon as that dropped, people played it. And then they didn't like it, so they stopped playing it because it wasn't Malice. It wasn't those new access code talkers. It was not as strong as those other decks. So they spend the just absurd amount of URs or chance and money to build those decks to be able to be stronger because that's what everyone else plays. If you can't beat them, join them. That's the logic of meta. So then a deck that just comes out that's on the boards of being like a 10 skyrockets to 140 in a week because everyone plays it. It has nothing to do with power. It is popularity. That's all meta is. And people get upset when they were looking forward to the deck. That's all they were looking it up as it's coming out in OCG. They were seeing it. They're like, hey, I really can't wait for it to come out in the US. I want to play it. Comes out in the US, and then 6 months down the line, it gets hit with a ban hammer because it's too strong. And then that person that genuinely just loved those cards, because they've been following it forever, gets screwed because everyone played it. It's happened to me, it's happened to Dalton, it's happened to Tay, it's happened to a lot of people where their decks they genuinely just love to play, get screwed because everyone else and their mother played it. Everyone else decided to jump on the bandwagon like, hey, I want to play this. I'm going to play it. It's strong. It's what's best right now. I want to have the ability to be able to keep up in the higher echelons of the dueling. Instead of taking the time to find unique cards, because every deck I have is not copy-paste meta. Like, even my Ryzel deck that I'm working on, I think that's this one, it's literally just slapped together with a bunch of Ryzel cards. And I'm running it with fucking Earthbound Immortal. Okay, give me a second. But that's my thing, is you can make fun, wacky decks that function well together to have an enjoyable time that you don't have to play meta. And that's what this new format is going to probably end up doing, is making it to where people can play together, have good back and forths, and have a good time, and not have to sit there and just sit there while their opponent link climbs for 30 minutes and combos off because you don't have hand traps. And that's the meta. I know it's my hot take of the day, but it's just, I think this new format's going to be a good thing for Yu-Gi-Oh! I genuinely do. It's going to make it to where you can play anything other than links and pendulums and have fun. And it allows you to see more customization and more personal, it makes each duel more personable to where, like, oh, you did this, how did you do this with the point buy system? And they could sit there, you could talk to your opponent about their thought process of the deck. Not, hey, you're playing Malice, did you do anything unique with it? What do you mean? And then they show the deck, and it's the same exact thing as yours. So then it comes off who gets the better draw. To me, that's the issue with current meta. But I'll be right back.
Hello.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Crisis averted. I know that was a 25-minute of just you staring at a deck list, but I apologize. Excuse me. Oh, but that has been taken care of. Your baby's getting fed. And we're golden. Alright, so let's show Darmanitan the fire deck I have going on. Alrighty, I'm ready whenever you are. We're gonna run this fire deck against you, and all I say is if I tell you, hey, you want to see something funny, and it's because I have double Manticore, and you have Max E me. It's gonna be funny, because I'll just deck you out. Hand traps like that, I know. Big glass of wine. All right. It is, but and its effect's not bad. Every time it does damage, I get the increased attack points. It's not bad. Oh, you're on Jinzo. Can set one of your character from their hand or deck, then if they did, special summon a Jinzo. If they did not add the Jinzo. No. So I don't really need my traps right now. Yep. I don't like trap cards. Never really been. I prefer spells because how fast they can be. Ow! Oh. Now? Really? It is. It really is. That's 44, 62, 61. It's a lot of damage. You summon something with 1,000 or 1,100 attack points, I lose. Ow. 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 Oh, yeah, I remember you were trying so hard to get this card. That's a hell of a top deck, I'm not gonna lie. That was a hell of a top deck. Do I have a Raigeki? I do not. Yeah, shit. Unit card effects. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. God damn it. I'm Yes, I am. Yeah, I know. Now, if I just get one more spell card, my back row is fully equipped. I don't need Macrocosmos. I'm talking about my spell absorption. It was. I have to activate it. The part it sucks. There it is. You dick! I only get 300 extra attack points from during battle. I don't need Macrocosmos. I think so. Yeah. Do you want to take the gamble, Dalton? Funny. It's the premise for it. Chill. And then my light one. Oh, by the way, on that new format, you know that the Arcana Force, the world's labeled at 100 on the new list for Genesis. Arcana Force, the world is labeled at 100 cost. Sure. Chariot. Since you have nothing in your graveyard, you can summon whatever. If you had gotten ahead, you could have just gone to the world and if you had the spell card, Garen. Mm. Zowworldo. Hierophant. The only one they don't have is the Hangman right now. Yeah. It is. What's up? Could. Gotta find a reason for it, I think. Yeah. And that's the light one. Yeah, it's blue eyes. Oh, you want to do that one again? Or you want me to switch it? Okay. Sure, don't fuck me. Assault Wyvern. Oh. I think the art for those cards is so cool. It really is. Okay. Good, fuck you. The Fiend. Yeah, I gotta mitigate some damage, alright? Broomy, go! This one's white dragons, more or less. It's all chance. You kept it similar to how you originally had it, just didn't support. The Hierophant. Okay. Two. The world! No! You gonna be able to get 2 more cards out? Return the world to your hand. Now let's see if I top deck something. Does this work? Huh. Oh no, it don't work. I can't attack. Add a light barrier. Oh, true. That was kind of the hope. Yeah, because all your cards are lights, other than the Fiend. And I think the Dark EX ruler card. All of them are light. I know the Fiend. I thought the Fiend was dark. Huh. But alright guys, I'm gonna call the stream here, and for those who stayed till the end and are watching still, or come back and watch the VOD, and I apologize for that 30-minute window of craziness. Just a family emergency came up, but like I said, the announcement is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis TCG format. I'm really hoping they implement that somewhere, whether it's own game or its own like format with a Master Duel, because I think that'd be really, really cool to see, to where you can start seeing more people have unique play styles, or you get even an event they do, like they do the events and all that. I think it'd be really cool to have that implementation, because for me, I think it'd be better to get away from all the meta stuff and go back to more of our roots of what the original creator of Yu-Gi-Oh was going for, something that's fun to play. You're not getting aggravated by your opponent constantly doing these crazy plays. That's just combo chaining. That's all it is now, is combo chains and all this other stuff. And then obviously there's going to be a place for people that prefer that and people that don't prefer that. Me personally, this new format is something I think I would actually go and play in TCG again. Like, it would be something that brought me back to TCG. Because for those who know, I played TCG back in the day, and once they started doing all these crazy links, and the pendulums I dabbled with, but I just was never a big fan of them. But links specifically, I just lost a lot of interest, especially with every new archetype coming out with these new and crazy and annoying formats of how they function. Like, I know Tempeh is getting hit within the list, so where if you're gonna play them, you're gonna be really, really, really stuck trying to make that number. Whether your locals do a 0 or a 50 or a 100, or even if you get lucky and have one that's like, hey, let's just do a 300 one, see what they do. You're gonna still have a hard time. I want to say some of the cards are at 100. If I get the ability to stream this or do a recording where I can show you the list and go through them in depth, I will in a heartbeat. My PC's down right now, but I really hope you guys enjoyed coming out of the stream. And for those who came live, appreciate you coming here. For the people that come and see this in the VOD, I think it's going to be a really cool change. I genuinely believe this is something that's going to be really beneficial for the Yu-Gi-Oh player base, because a lot of people that are old school, that prefer how things used to be, this is a step in the right direction to adhere to those people, but while also not taking away from the newer player base. Like, they're going to be probably two different formats and tournaments and whatnot, to where you get to still play your what we know as Yu-Gi-Oh now, and then you'll have the Genesis format where people can play that too and have fun and be able to have those more wacky zany decks that you have to actually custom curate to what you're going for, not the copy paste of what's meta. Which obviously you're not going to be able to get away from meta when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh. That's always how it's going to be, but there'll be more diversity, because even if you copy paste somebody else's deck, they're going to be able to do it better than you because they created it, they made it. You can tweak it, but it's going to be your playstyle. And I think it's going to be a very healthy change, to where it still gives the original creators thoughts and ideas a way of being able to be played, while being able to still play Xyz, Synchro, Rituals, Fusions. You're still going to be able to have fun with those formats, those playstyles, while in this format. But then you'll still have those people that want to play Links and Pendulums and the other format, and just adhere to the ban list that's here. You don't want to do a ban list and be able to play what you want? Genesis. Just can't play Links and Pendulums. If you play the original format that's where we used to this day, you're going to have that very annoying ban list that you have to keep updating, keep looking at, keep following. That's for TCG or the online game. That's going to be constantly changing. I really, really hope they implement Genesis into the game somehow, whether a Master Duel or they create their own like new online version of Master Duel where it's you've got this version or you've got Genesis. Me personally, if they drop a Master Duel aesthetic kind of game that's Genesis format, I don't know about you guys, I'm probably be playing a lot of Genesis. That's just me. I'm probably gonna be really heavy in Genesis. I just think it's gonna be a lot better for the custom aspects of dueling and seeing those new wacky zany things. It's gonna be something that I would probably be doing a lot on the channel. Who knows? Maybe I'll start becoming a Yu-Gi-Oh channel because of this. Because if they really do implement this in some way, which they're still in the baby phases of it, but if they do implement this into a game of some kind and show it through a like you have your TCG, then you have your online versions, I might do both. I might start doing VODs of going and playing in locals around here. Where my local area where I could do locals, actually going and playing with a family there and doing Genesis format while the other half of the room's doing the original format. I would really love to see this get some attention and get some limelight because to me this is a good step in the right direction. I can understand, like I said, the issues other players have with the no links, no pendulums, but to me, this sounds really mean, but to me, if you have to crutch on a link or pendulum format to play, that says a lot about how good you are as a duelist. I can play fusions, rituals, links, XCs, synchros. I can play every format, and I can make decks that can go against top tier decks without having to crutch on those common staple pieces. It's just, they're nice to have, but you don't need them to do a good deck. So, I really would like to see Genesis get some attention, get some grounding. I think it's a good addition, personally. I know Sam did, Triff did, Milano did, a lot. I know, as you can tell, Dalton's really excited for it. I really would love to see Genesis get some format, and then maybe if we can, I'll get those lists printed out, and we'll do some at-home Master Duel Genesis games. I don't know. Like, go from there if we can do that. It'd just take a lot of effort because you'd have to hand make that and watch it, and it'd take time to do those duels because you take your time to see what you're going for. And obviously, you'll probably have your staple pieces like Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Snatch Steals, if you run a Baguska, whatever it may be. But I would really like to see Genesis get some limelight, get some attention, because to me, it's, as a person that's played old school and new school, nothing beat playing old school. Nothing beat it, because there was so much customization back then that really brought that individuality to the duel and to the matches. Like, you go to your locals, your regionals, or YCSs, and you would see what you're playing Chaos Control at the time, whenever I played heavily, but there'd be differences between everyone's decks that, oh, you did that, oh, well, why do you do this, and then, oh, I do this because of this, and there was this back and forth where even if you're playing Chaos Control versus Chaos Control, there was always a difference in how it was played, versus now, Tenpei's Tenpei, Velmonica's is Velmonica. You're playing the Malice, it's Malice. There's no individuality. There's no custom version of the deck that you have crafted to show, hey, this is my version, you have yours. There's always this copy-paste format. I think that'd be a very good addition to Yu-Gi-Oh! To get away from that and have this custom, aesthetically going just format where it's this, as you've been seeing with me and Dalton, back and forth. Like, there's an actual back and forth. Without that link, Blue Eyes, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. The play would have not gone that far. That one card enabled me to go further. So, that's the power of what links have in the current meta right now, on top of pendulums. God help if I actually finished the pendulum deck I was working on. There would have been negations. I'd have had 100 and something negations per turn. There was no point in having that many negations at all. So I genuinely believe that this is a good step forward, and like I said, obviously there's going to be two sides to it. There's going to be people that prefer it, that as it is now, and people that prefer old school format. I myself prefer old school. or Dalton does. Sam even said like this is a good moving forward. Like this is exciting to see Pot of Greed unbanned, to see Graceful Charity unbanned, to see all those banned cards. There is no ban list. It's just you can't play Link and Pendulum. You can play whatever you want, have fun. Just make sure to watch the points. To me, that's amazing. Even if you want to just play at home and like in that format, it opens a sandbox of with your friends. You can play whatever you want, have fun, see the synergies, and then you could then take that deck you've been working on and then look at the point system and see how much of the reliance of what you have is on that list. If you have nothing on that list that's reliant, then you've got a good deck. You got something you can take to your locals and have fun. That's just, to me, that's something that should be looked at, that should be at least glanced at, even by the Metis people that are on this side that like what's currently happening, that like their Links, like their Pendulums. I genuinely think they need to take at least a step into that Genesis side and give it a try, because if you really do love Yu-Gi-Oh! At its core, you're going to see what me and Dalton and Sam and Milano and Syriax and all them, what we see as beneficial. Like what, as us who have been playing it for years and years, you're going to see why we love it, because it's not that you have to have these. You can still run your Ash, your Maxis, your Mulch Armies. You can still run all that. They did not ban those outright. You can't. It's not. Those are not Links. They're not Pendulums. You can run them, but you still have other decks you still play. This opens up a huge sandbox of so much potential for people to run so many decks that are there. Like one card I saw that's been banned for as long as I've been playing, called Last Will. It's unbanned. You can play it, and that card is beyond broken in current. If that card was allowed in Master Duel, you would have such a crazy format without Links or Pendulums. You just play Last Will, and there's the game. Like there's so many things that are just now available for players to look at in this crazy sandbox that you don't have to worry. You don't have to think about it. It's just have fun. All you can't touch is Pendulums and Links. Dude, I'd take that any day. To go back to those synchro heavy formats, the Exceeds heavy formats, and then having these fusion decks that are really good, like Dark Claw's a 70 on the format. Like, you can still play Elemental Heroes. You just can only have one Dark Claw. Most people only run one, so that's not hurting you. Like, I think it's a good step. People can argue it, not like it. I think before you judge it, give it a shot. Give it a chance. Really dabble in it. Don't just play one match like, oh, this is stupid. I can't Link Summon. I can't combo. You can combo without Links and Pendulums all day if you know what you're doing. All day. But I digress. Thank you for everybody that came out the stream. For those who made it to the end, to the VOD, I appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe. There will be more content like this coming up, especially if we get this Genesis stuff coming into some format that I can do within my scope of ability. I greatly appreciate Doc coming out of the stream and obviously being within the VOD. I enjoyed. This has given me a new fire for Yu-Gi-Oh! That I didn't think I could see. I didn't know what was going on until I saw the updates today. I'm beyond excited to see what they do with this, because to me this is something that's going to reignite so many players that have just stepped away because of what's happening in Yu-Gi-Oh! This is going to bring a lot of them back, to me, because it takes away all that craziness that's currently happening. And it brings it back to a format that everyone could play. It's user-friendly. It's not hard to understand. You just got to pay attention. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Players may not read, but they can count, obviously. So, I'll see you guys in the next one, and hopefully, if I can, more videos of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Content coming up. I might just start doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, because this is a big fucking thing I'm really excited for, and I know Dalton is too. So, as always, guys, see you in the next one. Bye-bye!